Hey everybody, so I'm here to go with day 2 of our story, which is really kind of the beginning. And I know some of you guys that have known me for a long time and have been friends with me on Facebook have known that I have been a stalker on Facebook for many years up until I started my business. And so one of the things I've learned, and I appreciate so much about this business and stepping out into an unknown land, is that I have really had to face a lot of my fears. And I really was nervous to even comment on Facebook before I started this business. And this has just been like the best thing for me to just face all these fears and just get out there and do it. And it's been super freeing for me to just, hey Michelle, hey Amy, hey Mount Allison, Michelle, I need to catch up with you. So it's been super freeing and just to be real and not worry about, it's just dumb fears. So anyway, with that said, that is why I have the courage to even do this right now. So I'm going to turn off comments so that I can get through my story, and then I will respond to you guys. But please comment, and I will respond to you guys. So anyway, I'm going to start at the beginning with our story about our Phoebe. So I was pregnant, and I got pregnant in 2014. Very late 2014. And so in early 2015, I just remember when it was New Year and everybody was like, oh, this is going to be a great year. It's, fresh start. I just remember hearing people saying that, like really took notice of it. And I just remember thinking, nope, not going to be good. Like I had this impending sense of doom in some sense. And so I'm just going to be real, like this is how I was feeling. There were some other things going on. My dad, we knew that he had some struggles with dementia. It was very frightening. So they were looking at moving here at that time. And so it was just a really intense time in our family. And it just kind of felt like this is the beginning of not a great year. And so I was pregnant. Of course, this is my 6th baby. And I had been sick, super sick with all my other pregnancies. But I wasn't that sick. And so that was kind of weird. And I was like, something's just different this time. And so that was one of my first little clues. And so another thing that happened while I was pregnant is I listen to podcasts all the time, like when I'm doing dishes or cleaning or in the car, anytime I can get a chance while I'm doing my hair in the morning, I listen to a lot of podcasts. So I was listening to a podcast, and this lady talked about how she was just sharing a story about this family. And this family, they had a son who had Down syndrome. And they just adored him. Like, they just adored him. He was just the light of their family, and they loved him so much that they stepped out on faith. They had a lot of kids like us, and they stepped out on faith and adopted, I think, at least 2 more kids with Down syndrome. Beautiful story. And I just remember listening to that with like different ears that day. I didn't know anything. And I just remember thinking, I think that could happen to us. Why couldn't that happen to us? And I just had a moment. It was just like a moment where I felt like God was just kind of saying to me, pay attention. And, it was just one of those things that I just tucked it inside. And another thing that I really remember that happened leading up to when we found out about Phoebe's diagnosis was I was out to dinner with a friend, and we were both pregnant. Sarah, if you ever get on here, Sarah Moore, if you get on here, this was you. We were out to dinner. I don't know if you remember this, but And there was a family at the table next to us, and they had a child that had pretty severe special needs and disabilities, and so we, had this was, I think, her fourth child. This was my sixth. So, we weren't newbies at having babies and being mamas. And so we were talking about how the more children you have, the more you realize that you're not untouchable. I don't know if you guys know what I'm saying, but like my first baby, I was just like, oh, everything's gonna be okay. And that's just not always the case. But we just talked about how, like, what would we do, if these babies that we were carrying at that moment, if there was something, that wasn't quite right, if there was something wrong with them. And so I just remember us talking about that, and I just remember it was just like this overwhelming feeling of, I just need to be prepared. And so I'm actually not going to go much further in the story tonight, but I just wanted to say that God prepared me, and He was kind to do so, and He was gentle, and He just little by little told me that something was going to be different this time. So of course you guys all know Phoebe, so it's hard for me sometimes to talk about the pain that comes with this, because I don't ever want to dishonor who she is and act like there's anything less than perfect about her. But there is a reality to this journey that I want to express to everybody, because I know that we, in the Down syndrome community, we talk about these things together, but sometimes I think we're afraid to just be real out of protection for our children. And so I am like pushing out of my comfort zone, and I'm going to be real about some of the feelings that I have struggled with. I can't speak for everybody, but things that I have struggled with. So that's where I'm going to start tonight. Tomorrow night, I plan to talk about when we did find out the first part of the story. So I hope you guys will join me again tomorrow night. And thank you for watching. Please comment and let me know what you're thinking. If you have a child with Down syndrome, please comment. I want to connect with you, and I just hope this is going to be a great journey for all of us. So thanks you guys for watching. I'll talk to you soon.